the same question mark which he had noticed before. The heart of Devon stirred in him. There were times when he told himself that he roamed the world seeking his fortune, whether it should be found in war, or cards, or a lucky marriage. But he knew in his heart that all he wanted was the excitement of adventure. In the 30-odd years of his life, while he had grown lean and hard with many labors, no gold had stuck to his fingers except a few $1,000s to make him feel comfortable in a poker game of any size. But although he had won no money, he had found again and again the electric spark, which leaped now in his brain as he observed this little mystery on the veranda of the palace. It would not be altogether safe, perhaps, to attempt to observe both of these signalers, though unless he watched the two of them he was not apt to make much from their strange and silent conversation. It was not safe, because the two men themselves dared not leave their chairs and speak together. They must be under observation of the closest kind, and they spoke by this code only in the faith that the observers would not understand what they said. What were they saying? Who were they? And who was keeping them under watch? These were small questions, perhaps, and had little to do with Walter Devon, but at least the solution would fill him with pleasure. In the meantime, he had to arrange some method of keeping his eye upon the first signaler as well as the second, but this was done by taking a little pocket mirror into the palm of his hand. The signals of number 1 streaked in dim red flashes across the small surface. Number 2 he was facing while he talked to the man at the railing. "Like an observation platform," he agreed, "except that the mountains don't close up behind us." "They ain't likely to close up," said the stranger. "They're more likely to spread apart, what with the gouging and washing and blasting they're doing on the side of old Timbal." Across the face of the mirror streaked the signal, "One way only." Before him there was no answering movement of the lighted pipe as Devon answered his new companion. "It was not like this when I was last here." "You know the lay of the land in the old days?" "Yes, so do I. 20 years back I forked a mule and rode down Timbal's face. He didn't wear a name then. I come to the river. It didn't wear no name neither." "Speaking of names, how did the town pick up this one?" "Why, that's a yarn," said the other in his deep, soft voice, so guarded that it barely reached the ear of Devon. "Old Les Burchard came along here, but that was 10 years ago." "It's 15 since I was here before." "Well, Burchard came along with 8 mules hauling at his wagon. He was aiming at Farallone, and he took this here valley for a shortcut. Les had a barrel of white-faced poison in his wagon. When he got to Farallone, he aimed to mix it up with tan bark and prune juice and call it whiskey. But he thought that he'd better sample it on the way to see it wasn't getting bad. He took a taste, but he was kind of doubtful. He tasted again and still wasn't plumb clear about it. He didn't finish tasting until his wagon came along to this place. By that time he'd tasted himself nearly blind, and run the right fore wheel of his wagon off the bluff. Pretty near turned the outfit over and smashed the wheel to bits on a rock. Les sat down and looked things over. He could pack part of his truck on the mules, of course, but he didn't have no proper pack saddles, and so Les Burchard says to himself that if he can't get to a town will have to get to him." The narrator paused, chuckling softly, and now a match flared as number 2 lighted his pipe. Devon clearly saw a young, handsome face and a good square-tipped jaw, such